Hi, I'm Dr. Kathleen Janelle. I've been getting some questions lately about hormone replacement therapy options. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make two videos. I'm not going to rush through this. So if this gets cut off on whatever app you're using, then the full thing will be on my YouTube channel, GI Janelle. Okay, so let's start with the first half of our lives. During that time, our reproductive years before menopause, what's happening obviously is that we're going through these monthly cycles of hormones where the hormones are increasing, decreasing throughout the course of the month, and then that cycle is repeated. So the majority of the problems premenopausally and even perimenopausally, like before you actually stop, but you start to have some symptoms, those are mostly due to a deficiency of progesterone, which you can test in a blood test, but it has to be at a certain time of the month in order to get the correct data. So the reason for that is because the ovaries are what produce the progesterone and the estrogen, and the adrenal glands also use progesterone as their raw material to help you deal with stress. They turn it into cortisol. So if you live in North America and you're female, chances are you've gone through some stress. And we handle stress differently than, say, other animals, right? Like if a deer gets injured, they're going to rest until they feel like they can go again and let those adrenal glands regenerate, and then they're going to go ahead if they can. So with us, we just push ourselves through. So stress becomes chronic, and that means that we're borrowing from the reproductive system. We're borrowing that progesterone, and also stress increases estrogen. So now we've got two things happening. The progesterone is lowering, the estrogen is increasing. We call that an estrogen dominance. So the majority of symptoms that you're going to get in the reproductive years are because of estrogen dominance, primarily because of that, or at least as a part of the picture. I would say 80% of the time. So we're talking about uterine fibroids, we're talking about ovarian cysts, we're talking about heavy menstrual periods. Not so much irregular menstrual periods, but that can play a part. What else have we got in there? PMS symptoms, and also migraines and headaches right around the time of the menstrual period. So all of those have to do with an imbalance of progesterone and estrogen, and an estrogen dominance as a result of that. Estrogen is proliferative. It likes to grab onto fluids and hold them and make things grow, and that's its function. Progesterone is like the neat roommate. Progesterone comes in and does all the dishes and cleans and makes the bed and vacuums and cleans the windows and does all the things. Estrogen just like crazy throws things around. So first half of the cycle, you've got estrogen dominance normally. Second half of the cycle, you should have a progesterone dominance, and that's when you check if you want to see, are you in estrogen dominance at the wrong time because you don't have enough progesterone. So treatment-wise, there's two ways that I have learned over the past 25 years to deal with this to get some good results for my patients. Number one, there is an herbal and nutrient treatment that actually works really well. And that is a combination of herbs that will tell the brain to tell the ovaries to increase progesterone, and then a nutrient treatment to help the liver metabolize estrogens so that you're getting rid of the excess and you're building the deficiency. Again, that can work really well. I'm almost surprised how well it works because it's such a low risk, low invasive treatment. It's all natural. The second way that I will deal with it is to use bioidentical hormones. The bioidentical part for hormones is incredibly important. In fact, all of the information from the studies that came out using hormone replacement therapy back in the late 90s and early 2000s, they weren't using bioidentical. They were using pregnant horse urine estrogens. And so those are not the same molecule as what our body makes. So you don't have to be a doctor or a scientist to go, hey, you know, that might not be a good idea. That might be a problem. So those are still available, and those are the ones that your doctor might be like shying away from. Like, you can't do hormone replacement therapy. It's going to cause cancer. It's going to cause blood clots are the same for both, but it's going to cause cancer or other problems. They're talking about the non-bioidentical type. So that covers the reproductive years of hormones, and problems with hormones and what to do about it. Let me tack on one more thing, is that in terms of, again, that problem of estrogen dominance, a lot of the chemicals that we are exposed to in our environment and in our foods, those are estrogenic chemicals. They bind to that same receptor. So on the spectrum of strength, if our natural hormones in our body or the bioidentical hormones are like in the middle, then the plant-based hormones are 200% less strong. The xenobiotics, which are the environmental chemical hormone mimickers, are 200 times as strong. So you can see what the problem is with those. So eating a diet that has minimal processed foods, if you can, and minimal chemicals added to the foods. So you're non-GMO. I should make a whole nother, I think I will. I'll make a whole nother video about GMO. That's a good idea. So we all understand what that means and what we're consuming. All right. So I'll make part 2 about the menopausal years next.